Dearest, respected young guns, young friends, wonderful asset of Bharat Mata and the whole world. I welcome you wholeheartedly for another day's session number 458 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita Adhyanam Unbroken. You all deserve my appreciations, congratulations for being having that patience regularly to listen. I also congratulate you that you are able to focus and learn. My gratitudes to you that because of you, this Gita Adhyanam is going on regularly. Before we enter into our doing of the four things, the first one, as every day, the common sense thought is very simple, direct today for 2-3 minutes. What it is? Ki, I don't talk much about the physical sciences, but you can talk about or consider them also. I talk about Gita Shastra and other things we are studying. So when we are studying Shastras, when we are being regular in that, you know, what should be the transformation in us? What should be the change in us? What should be the consequence of all these struggles or efforts? I talk to you in the point in the line of four things. First of all, this study of these scriptures should give us clear understanding as to what is God, what is me, what is world, what is bondage, what is liberation. Call it Jnanam. The Jnanam should replace or remove the Ajnanam. Isn't it? The knowledge gained, if it is not removing the ignorance, we are still holding on to the ignorance. It is like using all the soap to wash the clothes. Water is wasted, soap is wasted, effort is wasted, but the dirt is remaining as it is. What's the use? So you have cleaned the house with the jadu, pocha, even vacuum cleaner, but everywhere jale lage, dhul mitti hai. What is the use? In the same way, studying shastras, but that knowledge gained is not replacing the ajnanam, ignorance. Then we are wasting time, isn't it? Authentic jnana given by Lord Krishna on through Gita, I am gaining it. So no more be an ajnani now. You can't say now. What is karma yoga, what is bhakti yoga, what's jnana yoga, how much you do it later on. है ना, where from the world is made, what's prakriti, what's purusha, अब सब पढ़ चुके हैं ना. तो अज्ञान नहीं रहना चाहिए, फिर से ज्ञान ही रहना है. This should be the one difference, one transformation should be in us before we study shastra. And second thing is what very essential is what, when we have studied shastras, be attentive. Shastras talk about the truth, about the liberation, about the evolution, etc. And to reach to that, Shastra tells us also about the values to be practiced. The convictions should be held on to. So therefore, at the intellectual level, in general, ignorance is replaced by jnanam. That's the first thing. Second is what, our intellectual convictions and values should change from the wrong, bad to the right and good. And still, if you consider, even after studying Shastras, the world is real, it can give me the sukha, the people and the friendship is so important for me. Without that, I can't live. These type of convictions stronger and the values to the world and worldly happenings. Still there means we have not studied Shastra. And our values in the intellect, convictions regarding where is happiness, how the happiness, all have to change in us. नेगेटिव वैल्यूज, झूठ बोलना, धोखा देना, ये सारे सच बोलना, सबको सेवा करना, इस तरह की पॉजिटिव वैल्यूज से रिप्लेस होना है. In the heart, in the intellect, in its conviction, strongly, deeply. Else, the medicine called Gita class is not gone to the heart level where the disease is there of wrong convictions, wrong knowledges, values. So, values and convictions should be changed. Be careful about it. If not, what's the use then? There is no difference between us now and before studying Shastra. No difference between us who are studying Shastra and others ignorant. Same. So the knowledge should replace the ignorance. The values and convictions positive should change the negative values, negative convictions. See, it should happen. Remember, it won't happen unless you deliberately, consciously do it. Like I deliberately, consciously value Bhagavad Gita, Gita class to you. This is what is my conviction. So I'm conscious about it. Then only every day I'm able to come and sit and talk to you. And I can be casual. I can say twice a week a class or once in a while whenever I have a mood. ऐसा नहीं है. I can do all the 6, 7 classes per day. This has become my value. This is my conviction. And that has changed. The earlier convictions of pass the time, sleep, or just talk to someone via the cell phone. अरे ये सब तो बकवास है. ये तो बेवकूफ लोग करते हैं वो. Those who don't have the goal. And those who don't value the human life, such human bodied buffalo type people, they do that wasting of time, na? Wasting of the energy, wasting of opportunity. How can I do? My value system changed. My convictions changed. Conviction that I must love the world, not the world. I must give to world, not the world. I must serve, not expect. Value that I should do everything yet forget. Don't expect. Even appreciation or recognition. So I'm changing all this in me. Accordingly, I'm peaceful and happy. Okay, second. Third is very important is our emotions, feelings also should change from negative to positive. Feeling of anger should be replaced by forgiveness. Feeling of hatred should be replaced by love. Feeling of jealousy should be replaced by the feeling of well done in the heart. These are all feelings, emotions. If they are not changing, then our life is not changed. Then what is the effect of studying all this Gita? And how long we hold on to the negative emotions, negative convictions and ignorances? नहीं पता कुछ भी नहीं. अबे गधे पढ़ो गीता तो ज्ञान आएगा. No, but I'm like that only my values, convictions are negative. अरे मारे पुत्र, then you will be useless. You'll be kicked by the world. Nobody loves you. Then change it with your effort. I'm cranky, sentimental, fool, emotional. Be sentimental, but positive. Positive emotions को ले आओ. Positive feelings. Feeling of kindness, feeling of compassion, feeling of empathy, sympathy, feeling of readiness to serve, feeling to alienate others, dukkha. These are all the feelings of the mind. Emotions. कितना बढ़िया रहेंगे अगर पॉजिटिव है तो. Anyone without any biasness, let us say you have the feeling of goodwill, love for all. You will be happy first. All the biasnesses, because of any reason, we are not bothering. We are not bothered. We are just relaxing. सबके प्रति प्रेम, सबकी सेवा. Like Indian government. It has no feelings that way of grudges to any nation. We are ready to help others when it is required. But others only, though take help from us. But then because of some biasness, somewhere else they are attached. See the Maldives and country, how much we help them so much. But now those Beokuffs now going to China and other Islamic countries, leaving us. So, ठीक है जाओ. But we to love you, everyone. How much the Ukraine opposed India during that nuclear weapons India also should possess when we thought. But when they have problem, we help them. Even Turkey, Bhukampa, they also opposed us. They are never in favor to our nation, but we help them. That should be international policy. Protecting ourselves, diplomatically doing what's required to save the nation. See now Maldives counterpart Lakshadweep में our prime minister spent 2 days and enjoyed all tourism. Promoting के लिए खुद ही वहाँ गए. No need to go to Maldives for anything. यहीं घूमो बस मजा करो. Indians. That is a diplomacy. That is a strategy. Isn't it? To counter their nonsense. Why should they get our forex? नहीं चाहिए नहीं भेजेंगे हम. We'll make our country better than theirs, attractive tourist spot. This is diplomacy. This is an interest of the nation, isn't it? Now see Sri Lanka, how much our country helped. Openly they say the thanks. Our newspapers, TV, they don't publish it. Nonsense people. Understood emotion. But the last one is finally our activities or actions. Our actions from the ignoble to the noble. Actions include our speaking. No more we speak as an ignorant person with wrong convictions and wrong emotions, nor we act. All our acts of physical or of the mouth speaking is based on positive emotions, positive convictions, and wisdom gained from Lord Krishna through Geetha. This transformation is the real transformation from within. And you have to be very conscious about it. Like when you paint, how conscious you are about every stroke. Like you paint outside, you are painting your personality on the canvas of your own mind intellect. Earlier, the negative paintings were done. Now we are wiping them. Kerosene लगा के निकाल दो. Positive painting done. Beautiful it would be. If this inner transformation happens, life is getting fulfilled. If not, then we remain to be same angry, cranky, selfish, arrogant fellow with lust and passion and greed, living life like animals and rakshasa, suffering oneself and troubling others and hated by others, punished by others. काय की जरूरत है ऐसे जीवन का? दसो. So this is what is today's thought. If I am studying Gita, gaining knowledge, how I have to change from ignorance to knowledge, from negative value conviction to positive, from negative emotions to positive, from negative actions and words to positive. Bring that, and it won't happen just because you are coming to class. Just because you read the book of how to drive and how to swim, you will not become a driver and swimmer. You have to be in the car, be in the waters, and practically do it. So तो गीता पढ़कर मंदिर जाकर सब ठीक हो जाए तो होता नहीं. ठीक करो तो ठीक होता है. नहीं किया तो नहीं होता है. Isn't it? As correct as when you move the steering, then only car goes right or left. When you put the brake at the leg, then only car will stop. When you put the accelerator, then only it goes further. Without putting accelerator, pushing, अरे आगे नहीं बढ़ रहा कैसा होगा? So to without practically changing our personality as per the knowledge gained, if you want to reduce the dukkha, misery, samsara and increase the sukha, ananda, how will it happen? Please, Gita says you change, the world will change for you. Gita says you turn within to beautify yourself. You will be happy first. Like when I take bath, I am happy first. Seeing me, others also feel, ha, take a decent fellow, I can give a hug to him or a shake hand. If I am ugly, myself not taken bath, first I feel very abominable. Others also feel, nahi kada, ja udhar, I will not meet you. Physically, so too inner personality. Whole Rishi Parampara, Devatas, and world of people should feel to meet us. That much purified divine we have to become from within. Gita tells us all techniques. Practice we have to do. Shastras give us all information, knowledge. We have to, with conviction, change ourselves. Okay, this is the thought shared today. Now let us do our other four things. Om Shubhe Shobhane Muhurte Asyam Shubhaditau Mama Upatta Samasta Durdakshe Dvara Sri Parameshwara Prityartham Sri Parabrahmana Shrutimatu Samasta Brahma Bhakti Yoga Dharma Vidya Acharyanam Rishinam Muninam Gurunam Devatanam कृपा अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्य मोद सिद्ध्यर्थम पुराण इतिहासोक्त भगवत भागवत ऋषि गुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रह प्राप्त्यर्थम सनातन धर्म से वैदिक हैंदव संस्कृते सांप्रदायानां शास्त्राणां भक्ति योग वेदांत आदि साधनानां पुनरुत्थान पुनर्जागरण समस्त विश्वव्याप्ति द्वारा विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति द्वारा विश्व शांति विश्व कल्याण विश्व एकता प्राप्त्यर्थम अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये निष्ठितानां कंकणबद्धानाम् अस्माकं सह सर्वेषाम् आचार्याणां गुरूणां श्रेयोभिलाषिणां संस्थानाम् आश्रमाणां भक्तानां साधकानां सेवकानां पूर्णायुरारोग्यैश्वर्य क्षेमस्थैर्यधैर्यवीर्य विजयादि शक्ति संपदा सानुकूलता साधनानां प्राप्ति प्रेरणोत्साह प्राप्ति बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रु विघ्न निर्मूलन द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये दिग्विजयार्थं विशेषतः अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां समस्त युवानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्म परमात्म भक्ति परमात्म भक्ति देवता भक्ति शास्त्र भक्ति गुरु भक्ति देश भक्ति माता पितृभक्ति धर्म भक्ति सेवा भक्ति प्राप्ति द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम शांति मंत्राणाम उच्चारणम तैत्तिरीय ब्राह्मणकस्य पारायणम श्रीमद् भगवद्गीता त्रयोदशोऽध्यायस्य पारायणम अध्ययनम साधना श्री वाल्मीकि रामायण बालकांड प्रथम सर्गस्य पारायणं श्रीराम परमात्मनः दिव्य गुणानां श्रवणं विचारण अवगाहन साधना श्रीराम कथायाः श्रवणं वयं सर्वे जीवन साफल्यार्थं धर्म स्थापनार्थं करिष्यामहे. Okay, sankalpa I am doing every day. Let us do our initial chants. Now be careful, be attentive as ever. Om 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 Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Friends, we have done our two things. Third one now, Parayanam of Sri Krishna Yajurvediya Taittiriya Brahmanam Prathamashtakam Dvitiya Prapatakaha from the mantra 16 up to mantra number 20. Om. Is it so? 20 we have done. From 21 we have to do. 20th is very important. वहाँ से शुरू करते और let us do from 19th onwards. Friends, थोड़ा 2 मिनट ज़्यादा लगेगा. Don't run away. ॐ अन्तरिक्षस्य पोषेण सर्वपशुमादधे आजी अजीजनन्नमृतं मर्त्यासः अस्त्रेमाणं तरणिं वीडुजम्भं दशस्वसारो अग्रुवः समीचीः उमागं सञ्जातमभिसगं मृभान्तां प्रजापतेस्त्वा प्राणेनाभिप्राणिमि ऊष्णः पोषेण मह्यं दीर्घायुत्वाय शतशारदाय शतकं शरद्भ्य आयुषे वर्चसे जीवात्वयि पुण्याय अहं त्वदस्मि मदसि त्वमेतत् ममासि योनिस्तव योनिरस्मि ममैव सन्वः हव्यान्यग्ने पुत्रः पित्रे लोककृज्जातवेदः प्राणे त्वामृतमादधामि अन्नादमन्नाद्याय गोप्तारं गुप्त्यै सुगार्हपत्यो विदहन्नरातीः उषसः श्रेयसी श्रेयसीर्ददत् अग्ने सप्तत्नागम् अपबाधमानः अग्ने सपत्नागम् अपबाधमानः रायस्पोषमिषमूर्जमस्मासु देहि इमा उमामुपतिष्ठन्तु रायः आभिः प्रजाभिरिह संवसेय इहो इडातिष्ठतु विश्वरूपे मध्ये वसोर्दीदिः जातवेदः ओजसे मलायत्वोद्यच्छे वृषणे शुष्मायायुषे वर्चसे सपत्नतूरसि वृत्रतुः यस्ते देवेषु महिमासु वर्गः यस्त आत्मा पशुषु प्रविष्टः पुष्टिर्याते मनुष्येषु प्रभते पप्रथे तया नो अग्ने जुषमाण एहि दिवः पृथिव्याः पर्यन्तरिक्षात् वातात् पशुभ्यो अद्योषधीभ्यः यत्र यत्र जातवेदः सम्बभूत ततो नो अग्ने जुषमाण एहि प्राचीमनुप्रदिशं प्रेहि विद्वान् अग्नेरग्ने पुरो अग्निर्भवेह विश्वा अश्वा विश्वा आशादीद्यानो विभाहि ऊर्जन्नो देहि द्विपदे चतुष्पदे अन्वग्निरुषसामग्रमख्यतु अन्वहानि प्रथमो जातवेदाः अनुसूर्यस्य पुरुत्रा च रश्मीन् अनुद्यावा पृथिवी आततान् विक्रमस्व महाकम् असि वीर्षन्मानुषेभ्यः त्रिषु लोकेषु जागृहि यदिदं दिवो यद्ददः पृथिव्या यददः पृथिव्याः संविधाने रोदसी सम्बभूवतुः तयोः पृष्ठे सीदतु जातवेदाः शम्भोः प्रजाभ्यस्तनुवे स्यो नः प्राणं त्वामृता दधामि अन्नादमन्नाद्याय गोप्तारं गुप्त्यै यत्ते शुक्रं वर्चः तनूः शुक्रं ज्योतिरजस्रं तेन मे दीदिहितेन त्वादधे अग्निना आग्ने ब्रह्मणा आनशे व्यानशे सर्वमायुर्व्यानशे नर्यप्रजां मे गोपाय अमृतत्वाय जीवसे जातां जनिष्यमाणां च अमृते सत्ये प्रतिष्ठिताम् अथर्वपितुं मे गोपाय रसमन्नमिहायुषे अदब्धायोषीततनो अविशं नः पितुं कृणो शग्गस्य पशून्मे गोपाय द्विपादो ये चतुष्पदः ओम शांति 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 यस श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम श्री गीता शरणं मम श्री व्यास शरणं मम श्री सद्गुरु शरणं मम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अथ त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञविभागयोगः चतुर्विंशतिपञ्चविंशतितमो श्रीभगवानुवाच य एवं वेत्ति पुरुषं प्रकृतिं च गुणैः सह सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि न स भूयोऽभिजायते य एवं वेत्ति पुरुषं प्रकृतिं च गुणैः सह सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि न स भूयोऽभिजायते 25वां श्लोक टुडे फोर टाइम्स ध्यानेनात्मनि पश्यन्ति ध्यानेनात्मनि पश्यन्ति ध्यानेनात्मनि पश्यन्ति ध्यानेनात्मनि पश्यन्ति केचिदात्मानमात्मना 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 अन्ये साङ्ख्येन योगेन अन्ये साङ्ख्येन योगेन अन्ये साङ्ख्येन योगेन अन्ये साङ्ख्येन योगेन कर्मयोगेन चापरे कर्मयोगेन चापरे कर्मयोगेन चापरे कर्मयोगेन चापरे. Together twice. Shri Bhagavanuvach ध्यानेनात्मनि पश्यन्ति केचिदात्मानमात्मना अन्ये सांख्येन योगेन कर्मयोगेन चापरे. Again, Shri Bhagavanuvach ध्यानेनात्मनि पश्यन्ति केचिदात्मानमात्मना अन्ये सांख्येन योगेन कर्मयोगेन चापरे. Friends, 13 chapters. Name was Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga. In that, Arjuna asked for the clarification for 6 things. Prakriti, Purusham, Kshetram, Kshetrajnam, Jnanam, Gneyam. So all the 6 are explained by the God. First he told what is Kshetram, then he explained Kshetrajna. Then he taught us Jnanam, the 20 values. Then Gneyam. Then we were taught about what is Prakriti, what is Purusha. And while discussing this itself, which is real, which is unreal, which is temporary, which is permanent, which is to be identified with, which is to be de-identified with, which is to be valued, which is to be devalued, which is to be known, which is not, which is to be kept away. All of that also exhaustively discussed for our smooth life, happy life, peaceful life. And because of us, others also should be happy. Spiritual sadhana is I come out of my misery and be happy and give others also happiness by eliminating their misery through service, through giving wisdom, etc. Okay, and that is why in the yesterday's shloka number 24, Bhagavan, to encourage, inspire us, ki what will be the benefit, falashruti of all this knowledge theoretically gained, practically practiced, Bhagavan told. So we spent entire 30 minutes yesterday in discussing this. What is the shloka's word meaning? Kalka yaha evam veti purusham prakritim cha gunaihi saha. Yaha, whoever he may be. Evam, in this way as it is taught here in Gita, which is the essence or the summary of all Upanishads. Yaha evam veti. The one whoever knows in this way theoretically, experientially. What are the things to be known? Purusham, the Purusha who is the Gneya, who is also called Kshetrajna. Yaha evam veti Purusha, who knows the self clearly, unambiguously, undoubtedly. Yaha evam veti Purusham, I am pausing here for you to catch the point. The real self in us, whoever is experiencing it, with the knowledge given so far and taking the help of the evam veti Purusha. And how to do it in the next shloka, the 3 techniques will be told. But first, falashruti, if you know. If you know it, there is a benefit. When it is told, then you will be desirous of knowing, then you will ask how to know, then you will tell. Evam veti Purusham Gneya. Purusha is the Kshetrajna, Purusha is Purusha. Especially the Gneya Vastus, Lakshanas, when they are told, which are the indicated definitions for the Gneya Purusha, they are very helpful for us meditation, for Dhyanam, that was discussed at length at that time. Jneyam yattat pravakshyami yad jnatva amritamashrute anadimat. Meaning what? What meditation we have to do on the basis of this word? What is the meaning of Param Brahma? Sat asat na. What is the meaning of it? Sarvata panipadam ka arth kya hai? Sarvatokshi shiromukam. And all of that we exhaustively studied. I believe 13th chapter we have spent good time so far. So we are in 24th shloka. I think we have spent more than 28, 30, 40 days. 30 days. I don't know. So yaha evam veti Purusham. Second, yaha evam veti Prakritim, who clearly understands the Prakriti and knows it as Prakriti and never identifies with it and keeps it away as the Prakriti only. And it's a Mula Prakriti through its 3 expressions called 3 gunas is manifesting as, be attentive, the total world and individual world. Both in total and individual, causal, subtler and gross. So this body is gross. Within me, the mind, intellect, they are subtler. Before that, within that, my tendencies, vasanas, they are called causal. In you also same. In the whole world, totality may be hai. Total gross world you see now. Like our gross body, this is gross world. Like I have subtle body, there is subtle world behind it. So to have the causal is a causal. So gross, subtle, causal, stula, sukshma, karana, individual and total, all that which are appearing as name and form, they are called as the gunaihi. They are all the manifestation of the three gunas of the Prakriti. And the one who knows these three things. Gunas, that means the modifications of Prakriti in the form of the stula, sukshma, karana, jagat at individual total level, and their cause called as Prakriti and the Purusha. So in that, what's happening? The Prakriti with its gunas is creating whole world. Purusha must be only the enlivener, enlightener, knower only. He should not get identified. If he gets identified, then the Prakriti's things fall on him. He is called a samsari jiva. That was the shloka. Purusha prakritistaha bhunkte prakritijan gunan. Karanam gunasangaha sadasadyoni janmasu. But actually, who is Purusha? Upadrashta, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhokta, Maheshwara, Paramatma. Both. He is the one in whose presence everything happens. That's why he is called Paramatma. And he is the one, though everything is happening in his presence, he is not touched by anything. Therefore, he is Upadrashta. That is Paramatma. Whoever knows in this way. Eva means in this way. Such person, Sarvatha Vartamano. Even though he is in the world acting like anybody else, Sarvata Vartamanopi is not a license given to this jnani that anything you want you can do. You can murder, you can do this or that gotala. No, no, no. He can never do it. His doings alone are mentioned as the values in the Shastras. What are Shastras values? A jnani, a bhakta, how he lives. Those qualities are written as the values for us to practice. Therefore, the Sarvatha Vartamanopi doesn't mean he does anything wrong. He cannot. Sarvata Vartamanopi Nasabhuyaha Avijayate. Again and again, you will not be born in any Sharira to identify with the Sharira, forced to suffer all the Prarabdha of the Sharira and other Prarabdhas which come in the form of Sukha Dukkha through things and beings and situations around. This samsara will not enter into. Again, when you go to the vegetables market, on a very peak time, peak day. How many shops, how many shouting, how kharido. People are also moving with big bags, khariding, kharid rahe, all that. Those who want any of those vegetables, they have to go through that all thing. Or you don't want anything, tum gaye hi nahi, you will not be disturbed by that smell there, by that sound disturbance there. है ना मिर्ची के आड़ है उतना इतना वो खांसी होती है लहसुन का है वो पूरा अदर स्मेल होता है आंखों में वो पानी आ जाता है isn't it? If you go to that market of all these things that are there, very different thing. So you will not be troubled by them if you are not a purchaser of any vegetables. Therefore, you don't go. In the same way, Nasa Bhuyo Vijayate means for me to be born again, I have to forget my real self. I have to identify with the pseudo Jiva Bhava, and I must be identifying with all Sharira Mana Buddhi Upadhi. Then I should look at the world and take it as real. Then I must have a lot of desire to possess the world. Then I must do this and that. Such one alone, Bhuyaha Abhijayate. Again and again, he will be born and conditioned by the body, everything. But the person, Evam Veti, the one who knows I am the Purusha. In my presence, the Prakriti is getting modified and appearing in the form of the world. In the world also, everything happening in my presence, I am not touched by them, attached by them. In this knowledge, if somebody is there, you will not be born again and again. Nasa Bhuyaha Abhijayate. Nasa Bhuya Vijayate, it has come in different language in the earlier chapters. Like Yad Gatva Nani Vartante Tadhama Paramam Mama, that will come in the 15th chapter. Yad Jnatva Naiha Bhuya Anyat Jnatavyam Avashishyate came in the 7th chapter. Yeah, 9th chapter also. Jnanam Teham Savijnanam Idam Vakshamya Sheshadaha. No. Idam tu Jnanam Vijnana Sahitam Yajnatva Moksha Se Ashubhat. You will be freed from all the Ashubha. This is what is said in the 9th chapter. So 7th chapter, 9th chapter, 15th chapter में जो वहाँ बताया, यहाँ अपने भाषा में बता रहे कि न स भूयः अभिजायते. He will not be born as a suffering individual. He will not be an ego, identified by the upadhis, called as jiva, conditioned by the upadhi, limited by the upadhi, and getting desires at the level of upadhi and struggling in the world to fulfill those desires. That samsara will not be there for him. He will be in his own bliss and beatitude that I am a pure, conscious, infinite self, permeating everything. On me, in me, this whole world is projected by my own Maya Shakti. I am not influenced by them. This is the meaning of Nasa Bhuyaha Abhijayate. It will become Jivan Mukta. It's called as Moksha. तो य एवं वेत्ति पुरुषं प्रकृतिं च गुणैः सह सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि न स भूयोऽभिजायते. Because he is in still the Prakriti, therefore he does the Vartamanam, but na Vijayate. But if he is withdrawing from the Prakriti, he is in his own Purusha Sthiti, then nothing to discuss about his Vyavahara as well as he gets bondage or liberation. The discussion is not required. So, I am in my own pure self, nothing other than me. Therefore, there is no discussion of Vyavahara as well as saying that Vyavahara will bind me or doesn't bind me. Other thing, I come out of that self meditation. I look into the world. I stay in the world like others. I do things like others. Yet, like others, I will not be bound. That's the meaning of na sabhuya abhijaya. I will have coffee like others, but I won't become the bhokta of the coffee and say it is very good, therefore I want more and more. If I ask somebody, I'll tell it's good, it tastes, it's made nicely. बट कॉफी का भोक्ता भी नहीं हूं मैं, फिर वो अच्छा है करके उसके प्रति आसक्ति नहीं बनाऊंगा एंड मुझे और भी चाहिए करके आई डोंट डू डिमांड. अदर्स डू दैट. तो आई विल ऑब्जर्व द बर्थ एंड डेथ. अदर्स आर वरीड, अरे क्यों मर गया रे, और सेलिब्रेटिंग बर्थ. बट आई नो there is nothing called as birth or death, only the assemblage of the five elements is the body, and the same thing going back to five elements is the death. So I see it. I go, I console, I go and do that condolences and all. But I know I'll not be born like others, a sympathizer from within with misery. I'll do sympathy from outside, but not with misery, because I know that Jiva who has left the body, he'll get another body and he'll continue. क्योंकि मुझे पुरुष पता है, प्रकृति पता है, और प्रकृति के गुण भी पता है. सो एवं वेत्ति पुरुषं प्रकृतिं गुणैः सह सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि सह भूया न अभिजायते. He will not be bound by any संसार. इन कॉमन सेंस लैंग्वेज में क्या है, एक बार तुमको अकल आ गया, मानो ये गधा तुम्हारा दोस्त के नाम पे धोखा दे रहा है, विल यू गो अगेन टू हिम? You will not go. इसी तरह once I know I am the self, all these are upadhis created by Prakriti, with which I need not get identified to be happy, because I myself have the nature of happiness. I won't go there. I will not be suffering. That is the meaning of Nasa Bhuyo Vijayate. In so many ways it can be talked. From bondage you get liberated. From limitation you become unlimited. From the condition you become unlimited, unconditional. From the misery you become happy, cheerful. Okay. Once this is heard, immediately a thought should come to us. Then how this Kshetrajna, how this Purusha, how this, what do you call, Neya Paramatma, I have to recognize, discover in me. That question should come. Then Bhagavan in the next shloka tells about three people who have discovered that Paramatma in them and got Nasabhuya Vijayate Moksha Sthiti. In the next shloka also, 2-3 more Bhagavan says. 3 plus 2, 5 things he tells. Then in the next 2-3 shlokas, the technique of meditation also he tells. Now let us see the meaning of the verse number 25. Very good, very simple, very direct, but very, very crucial and important. In that, the spiritual sadhanas, 3 types, very essential, are told. When we use them for meditation, we will discover the Gneya Paramatma in us, which was already covered in the 2nd chapter, 6th chapter, 3, 4, 5 chapters. Nothing new. Already we have done it. But in this context, in different language, it is said. Okay. Now, the 3 sadhanas Bhagavan indicating in 25th shloka. Bhagavan says first, I'll just tell you word by word meaning, total meaning, then discussion. ध्यानेनात्मनि पश्यन्ति केचिदात्मानमात्मना. This is one sadhana. Anye sankhena yogena. Second one. Karma yogena chapare. Third technique. So kechid means some people. Atmanam pashyanti. They discover the Atman, the Gneya Vastu, the Purusha, the Kshetrajna. How do they do? Dhyanena. Where Atmani? How Atmana? So Dhyanena, by meditation, Atmani in their own self, Atmanam, their own real self, Atmana with their own mind intellect, Kechit, some people, Pashyanti, experience, see and experience. So Atmana, Atmanam, Atmani, Kechit, Dhyanena, Pashyanti. The self in their own self, by their own self effort, some people realize. I'll explain it. One is done. Second, Anye, Sankhena Yogena. By the Sankhya Paddhati. Sankhya Yoga Paddhati. You can study Sankhya as one, Yoga as two, another one, और दोनों को blend करके सांख्य योग कैसे. पहले सांख्य योग एक ही था, बाद में सांख्य योग दोनों अलग के तरह two gurus have developed it, complementing each other. Okay, let us take it as two sadhanas and one also. Let us say two first, then I'll tell it as one. So one is Dhyanena, second is Sankhena, third is Yogena, fourth is Karma Yogena cha apare. Some others reach to that Paramatma through the Karma Yoga. Common them is Pashyanti Atmanam, realize the self. Because earlier sloka, Evam Vetti Purusham. Whoever knows. So knowing, seeing, being, experiencing. All the four are same. When I know the Atman, itself is called as seeing Atman, itself is called as being the Atman, itself is called as experiencing. Because the Atman is not other than me. It is me. Anything I experience is other than me, the Anatma. Anything I know as other than me is Anatma. So Atman, knowing, being, experiencing, seeing all same. So one by one. First, Kechit. One of them, Atmana, with their own intellect. Atmanam, their own pure self. Atmani, in their own intellect, Pashyanti, they see how? Dhyanena. So what is the Dhyanam? Dhyanam is, be attentive. Withdrawing our awareness from the outer world of names and forms, withdrawing our awareness as well as identity from our own Sharira, Indriya, Mana, Buddhi, and focusing on the one who is knowing all of that, who is seeing all of that. That drishti is called as dhyana. Okay? Narayana. So first what I do in dhyanam, all my indriyas, I pull from the objects. Then I will pull my mind from the indriyas. Then I focus my mind on the inner self, because of whom this mind is functioning. The mind has got light in it. Mind means intellect, mana buddhi. This is called dhyana. Dhyana is from the sense objects to the sense organs, from the sense organs to the mind, our drishti, from the mind. Either you say who is enlivening the mind, or who is knowing the mind, or who is using the mind. In that inquiry, when I become deeper, then the self in my own real self, the real self in me, within my own self, I will experience. So Atmana means my own is mind. Atmani is own self. In his own self. Atmanam, one's own self. So Atmanam is one's own self. Atmani means in his own self, in seventh case. Then Atmana, instrumental case, by his self. So here is Atma is mind, pulled from the sense organs and object. Then what is the self of this mind? From where it is born? Or who is knowing it? Or into what it is merging? This intellectual inquiry is called as Atmana. When it is inquired in my own intellect, beyond it, Atmanam, the self, pashyati, I will experience. This is called dhyana. Then it takes many years for us to really succeed. First of all, though, we don't desire to sit for meditation. We have thousand things to destroy the world or win the world. The ones who studied Gita up to 13th chapter understand the reality itself, all is Prakriti, modifiable, changeable, destructive. How much ever you hold on to, you will never be happy. In this way, the one who knows it, only that person to know the self can find time and sit for meditation. And on that, when he goes on trying for a long time, this dhyana will happen, in which within himself, by focusing his mind's attention on the source, he discovers himself. This is called as dhyana paddhati. ध्यानेनात्मनि पश्यन्ति केचिदात्मानमात्मना. So in that focus, dhyana means continuous constant thought flow of who is the one who is knowing the mind. What is that frame where the mind is coming? What is that into which the mind is continuously merging? Same thought, go on doing, that's called dhyana. Dhyana means thoughts of similar kind continuously on the same object. Okay, ध्यान कहते हैं उसको. So I told you one thing, dhyanena atmani pasya. Now second one is sankhyena, third is yogena, third is for the karma yogena. These all three things. Tomorrow we will spare it for. Today I can do in 10 minutes, but we have to do the Valmiki Ramayana also. Okay, so I'll stop here. So chant the shloka. Dhyanena atmani pashyanti kechidatmanam atmana अन्ये सांख्येन योगेन कर्मयोगेन चापरे. Today we gave good time to our earlier shlokas reference also. य एव वेति पुरुषं प्रकृतिं च गुणैः सह सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि न स भूयोऽपि जायते. Now dhyanen atmani pashyati. Done. Let us do Valmiki Ramayana. Today we will do the second shloka, I think. Second question of second shloka questioning by Valmiki to Narad. ॐ आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्. ॐ श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनामवरानने. ॐ श्रीरामचन्द्र परब्रह्मणे नमः. ॐ श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षये नमः. ओम अथ श्री सीतारामाभ्यां नमः. अथ श्रीमद् वाल्मीकि रामायणं बालकांडं प्रथम सर्ग. श्रीराम परमात्मनः सद्गुणानि संक्षिप्त रामायणं च. ओम तपस्वाध्याय निरतं तपस्वी वाग्विदाम्बरं नारदं परिपप्रच्छ वाल्मीकिः मुनिपुङ्गवम्. कोऽन्वस्मिन् साम्प्रतं लोके गुणवान् कश्च वीर्यवान् धर्मज्ञश्च कृतज्ञश्च सत्यवाक्यो दृढव्रतः. Up to this we saw. So tapaswadhyaya nirata, always reveling in doing tapasya and swadhyaya. Vagvidamvaram, best among the knower of knowledge, speaker of the knowledge. Munipungava, best of the munis. These are the adjectives to Naradji. To such Naradji, tapasvi, always involved in tapasya, that tapasvi, this is an adjective to Valmiki. That Valmiki ji, paripapracha, Naradam. So, tapaswadhyaya niratam, vagyudamvaram, munipungavam naradam, tapasvi Valmiki paripapracha. Tapasvi Valmiki has asked tapaswadhyaya nirata munipungva vagyudamvara Naradji this question. But the question we saw, kono asmin sapratan loke. Who is there in this present contextual world? Present world. Asmin means this. Sampratam means present. Loke world. In this present world, konu. Who is there with all these gunas? So we have seen the 6 gunas that are spoken in this shloka exhausted in last hour 2 or 3 days. We just mention them, then we take our next shloka. In that, Valmiki ji asks for few more shlokas, tells few more gunas and asks again continuous, is there anybody with these gunas? So what are the 6 gunas? Gunavan. In general, all gunas, which will be mentioned. Then Viryavan, through the control of senses and mind, creating extra energy for doing extra work in achieving the things in a better manner. Dharmagnya, who knows dharma and lives dharma so that the sin of omission is not there, not doing the dharma, sin of commission is not there, doing a dharma. Fourth, Kritagnya, the one who always is grateful, right from the God up to the neighbors or family members for whatever they have done, and always remembers it and reciprocates it. Kritagnya. Satyavakya, the one who speaks only the Satyavakya of the Shastras, and whatever the Vakya he speaks, he follows that Satya. Here Vakya means doing Pratignya. Fifth one, each of you, the youngsters, whether you live life of meditation and doing all upasana, puja, desha seva or not, that is your choice. But practicing these values, learning these values and practicing them, I just suggest you strongly for you, recommend to you. You must become the person like that of Rama with all these such divine values, virtues, qualities, gunas, talents, abilities. This is what we are meant for. This is what, as a human being, we have to consciously mold ourselves. अपने अंदर के पर्सनालिटी को इसके तरह इसके समान सुंदर बनाते जाना चाहिए. So Satyavakya. Then last one in the shloka is Drudhavrataha. He takes everything important to be done in life, the duties as vrata, as a vow, as a commitment. And he's so drudha in that vrata, very firm in following that taken up commitments, that any difficulties, any problems come, he will not compromise, he will not give up. Whether troubles, problems, challenges come, impediments, or whether temptations come, in both the cases, he is so drudha in his vrata, he will never give up. That's called drudha vrata. No, are we so? Do we take our study as vrata? Have we planned our studies? And are we drudha in doing that vrata of our studies? In doing the vrata of our jobs? In doing the vrata of our taking care of parents? Have you taken it as a vow, vrata? Coming to Geetha classes regularly, is it your vrata? Commitment? If yes, are you drudha in that? That you are able to listen regularly coming? Even if one day you are missing because some other work, offline or otherwise, the recording is there already in the YouTube. सुन रहे हो क्या उसको? जीवन में हमको ना दृढ़ व्रतता बहुत जरूरी है. If you don't have something as a goal and have a feeling of vrata of achieving it through all efforts, your mind will be succumbed or sucked by all the indulgences, all the embraces, all the worldly bhoga. Such a person is useless for himself and for the world. And some of us have taken the goals in our life, Vrata, Kerupena, but if you compromise at every temptation, every difficulty level, then you can never be able to do. Such person says, मैं भी सोचा था ये पाने को, ये प्लान भी कर दिया मैंने करने का, लेकिन संभव कर नहीं पाया, मैं जीत नहीं पाया. क्यों? दृढ़ नहीं था व्रत में. See yesterday's cricket match. First match, last by innings defeat. Then our people were so drudha in the vrata that they bowled well and they got world record defeat, shortest match. Today we'll see the women's cricket also. They will bounce back because 3-0 we lost in the one day. In many other things, sports kaho, kahin bhi kaho. Like our Rama Mandira destroyed by those Rakshasas. Drudha it has to come back. It has come now. All logical, lawful means only. We are not taking anybody's any prarthana sthala. We are taking back our own. It's absolutely right. If you don't do it, then more and more they destroy and they construct their things. That becomes a license for those Rakshasas. You should never do it. Never allow negative to grow in world. Like the body, the bacteria, viral, fungal infections, if you allow, it will destroy your body. In the world also, these people are like that. We have to stop them and we have to, again with Drudha Vrata, bring back all the beautiful Sanatana Dharma in the interest of the entire humanity universe. Drudha Vrata ki baat mein keh raha hu. So up to this we have seen 6 of them. In today's shloka, 5 things are told. Beautiful values. Let us chant the sloka 3 times, then 1 or 2 we see today, remaining tomorrow. Om Charitrena Chako Yuktaha Sarvabhuteshu Kohitaha Vidwan Kaha Kasamarthascha Kaschaika Priyadarshanaha. Again. Hmm. चारित्रेण च को युक्तः सर्वभूतेषु को हितः विद्वान् कः कः समर्थश्च कश्चैकप्रियदर्शनः. अगेन चारित्रेण च को युक्तः सर्वभूतेषु को हितः विद्वान् कः कः समर्थश्च कश्चैकप्रियदर्शनः. So first one, charitrena cha kaha yukta. Second, sarvabhuteshu hitah kaha. Third, kaha vidwan. Fourth, kaha samartah. Five, kaha cha eka priyadarshana. Only first one, half a minute we will see. Here he says, Valmiki ji asking Naraji, kaha charitrena yukta. The one who is endowed with charitra. Charitra means character. Charitra means conduct. Charitra means sheelam. Charitram is behavior. Charitram is the purity of the nature. And Sat Charitra, Dushta Charitra. And the one in whose life all the killings are there, murders are there, attractions are there, troubling others are there, jhoot bolna is there. What is his charitra, charitra? What is his conduct, character? गंदा है कि नहीं? वेरी इगोइस्टिक, वेरी सेल्फिश. अच्छा नहीं है इसका चरित्र, चरित्रहीन है वो. Like Ravana, Hiranyakashipu. They only killed the Rishimuni Brahmanas, destroyed all the yajnas, all honest, innocent, simple people they killed. So, what is their charitra, conduct? Bad. So, to all these Mughals and all Britishers, how worst was their charitra of destroying our nation, our culture, molesting our people? भयंकर चरित्र, राक्षस है वो लोग. But earlier education ministers were, most of them were Muslims. They have put the Akbar Babur as if great and never given importance to our historical figures like Rama, Lakshmana, Krishna, Hanuman. ऐसे संत जो इतने हैं, देवता अवतार है. So many kings were there, rishis were there, munis were there, bhaktas were there. They were not put in the charitra. That's a terrible thing that's done. Now I feel present education ministry should change the whole history books now. This is all negative. As I mentioned, all the positive things. The one who is ready to sacrifice his life even for a sake of bird. That great Shivi Chakravarti. Ranti Deva. Even the water he gave, finally remaining for the one who came. From 40 days he was without food and water, even his family. Such a great Raja Rantriya. See the Charitra. Charitra of the Harishchandra, Charitra of Prahlaji, Charitra of the Bhakta Dhruva, Markandeya. How many great Charitra wale hai? Conduct, character. So चारित्रेण च कह युक्तः. श्री राम जी का चरित्र great. Whole Ramayana is like that. है ना, that एक पत्नी व्रत से लेकर, है ना, the respect, reverence to all the Rishi Muni Gurus, parents, and love to the praja, to the people, to the mantri, to the brothers. Anything Lord Rama done with the mouth or in the mind, with the hands, all of that for the welfare of all. He was never egoistic or selfish. That was his charitra throughout. To the extent he gave moksha to Ravana Adi even after killing them. Kilकर इतना बड़ा चरित्र भगवान का है. What are some more? Tomorrow we will see. Okay. This is the new shloka today. चारित्रेण च को युक्तः सर्वभूतेषु को हितः विद्वान का कसमर्थश्च कश्चैक प्रिय दर्शनः. तो earlier श्लोका 6, इधर 5. 11 values of Rama. You also have to adopt them. Our character also should become without any blemish. कहीं भी कोई टार्निश नहीं होना या कोई स्कार नहीं होना, ब्लैक डॉट नहीं होना. ट्राई करो इसका जीवन का. Lot a very big topic. What we are studying now in Valmiki Ramayana, Balakand first Sarga, of 60 70 values of Rama is the most important topic. In this way, in your schools, colleges, right from your earlier days, you have to be taught. You should be taught about the importance of these values. You will be a different personality altogether. Okay. ओम दुर्जन सज्जनो भूयात् सज्जन शांति माप्नुयात् शांतम उच्चेत वंदेभ्यः मुक्तश्चान्यान् विमोचयेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो परमर्षिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणम्. बोल श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय. गीता माता की जय. वेदव्यास भगवान की जय. बोल श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. वाल्मीकि भगवान की जय. समस्त राम भक्तों की जय. आज के आनंद की जय. बोल जानकी जीवन स्मरण दीजिए. राम राम सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तनम. गोविंदा गोविंद. Thank you, friends. Be regular, be sincere. And inform your friends. Let them join. Thank you.